Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, Preeti Dasi from Charlotte. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Preeti Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your sweet association every day. Hari Bol, welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, myself Pooja Arora, I am from Haridwar. Mataji, I am feeling very blessed so that I am connecting with your japa and this group. I feel obliged, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandvat Pranam to all assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Kevalam. Kalau Nastev Gataranyata. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I feel blessed. I feel I feel improving in my health, Mataji. Thank you so much joining. I feel very blessed, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Dhanvat Pranam, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Puja Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for your sweet association. Thank you so much for your sweet words. Please do continue joining. We also feel very blessed to have you in the call, Mataji. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Go ahead, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, and to all the assembled devotees. This is Megha from Naperville. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Megha Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day and giving your sweet association and beautiful chanting. Hare Krishna, welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. This is Kamadiki Dasi from Baltimore. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, glories to Guru Maharaj and all the devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Gomadiki Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day and blessing all of us. Hari Bol, welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvi Mataji, Dandavat Pranam to you and all Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Vrinda Gopika Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, beautifully mid-morning and early morning. Hari Bol, welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Gauranga and all assembled devotees. Yashamati from Chicago.
Hare Krishna, Yashumati Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining early morning, mid-morning and giving your association and wonderful chanting. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam, all glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to assembled devotees. This is Mohini Lakshmi from Detroit.
Hare Krishna, Mohini Lakshmi Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, consistently joining every day and giving your sweet association. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to all the devotees. This is Shrishmita from Canada.
Hare Krishna, Shrishmita Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day and giving your association. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam. This is Nitya Narasimha here from Muscat, Madhya Pradesh. Thank you very much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nitya Narasimha Prabhuji. Thank you so much for joining every day and very active hearing and nice question and answers that you asked, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Indulekha Karna Devi Dasi from Lincoln.
Hare Krishna, Indulekha Karuna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and thank you so much for your wonderful services that you do for Bhakti Sangha. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji. I see you are unmuted, but we cannot hear you. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Thank you so much for joining and giving your association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Anita from Sharjah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day and giving your recitation, and all glories to your services. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Sanatana Dharma Prabhu to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, chapter 25, verse 30 and 31. Did I say chapter correct or wrong? I don't know. I forgot to note here. Hari Bol.
25.
24. That is what I said, right, Prabhuji? I said wrong because I forgot to note the chapter number over there on the document.
This would have become an extempore for me.
No. Prabhuji, 5th canto, chapter 24, 30 and 31, and today we are going to close this chapter. That's because I am giving next speaker's verses, right? I'm giving 25th chapter, so I got confused. Hari Bol. Thank you, Prabhuji. Welcome to the call. Before I hand over the call to you, I request Raj Prabhuji to give brief introduction. Raj Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandavat Pranam to you and all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Guru and Gauranga. Very nice try, Mataji, for the verse. There is a brief introduction for Prabhuji, dear devotees. His Grace Sanatana Dharma Prabhuji is a brahmachari from ISKCON Pune. Prabhuji is a disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj and has been practicing Krishna consciousness for more than 12 years. Prabhuji is a B.Tech graduate from NIT Trichy and has worked as a senior manager with Tata Motors in the past. He currently serves as an area management and project development head for Pune region. Prabhu is a counselor, youth and corporate preacher, congregation preacher, secretary at Voice Organization, and also a remote mentor for NVCC Pune Temple. Prabhuji knows and preaches in many languages, including English, Hindi, Tamil, Malayalam, Bengali, Marathi, Telugu, and Japanese. Hari Bol. Thank you, Prabhuji, for giving your association to us. Over to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Once again, sorry for the confusion of the chapter number. And please take over the call, Prabhu. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Raj Prabhu, you forgot one very, very important point.
Prabhu, I got shy. I got shy, Prabhu. So, dear devotees, everybody should be with the camera on. Hari Bol.
Yes, that's very important.
More camera, more mercy.
All the devotees to please turn on your videos if you want my enthusiastic participation in this class, because my enthusiasm is a function of all of your videos. So, if you were all to turn on your videos, I'll be really enthusiastic to share whatever little I've heard in the Guru Parampara. So, once again, requesting all devotees, if you're all present, then please show it. I know you're all very sincere. You must be definitely there, but you'll have to prove it by turning on your videos. Okay. So meanwhile, we'll do the Mangalacharan, and I guess more devotees will be inspired to turn on their videos till that time. Am I audible, Raj Prabhu, very clear? Vinita Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu. It's
your voice is clear. Okay. Let's start with prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Utah Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratushe Namaha E Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripasindhobhya Evacha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So would like to express my gratitude to all the wonderful Vaishnavas who have invited me for this particular session on the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 24, shloka number 30 and 31. Now this shloka number 30 and 31 is the last part of the 24th chapter, and after this we're going to wind up. So let us quickly revise what exactly did we study in this particular chapter. Yes, let us see. It will be like a memory. You can all try to recollect for everybody what exactly was there in this particular chapter. So if you see, it started with the planets which are below the sun and above the earth. Remember something? That's how this chapter started. Yes. So we spoke about Rahu. It's the Rahu planet. We would have discussed about that. And many times Srila Prabhupada said the expeditions which the scientists are trying to do on the moon, probably they are landing up in Rahu planet. That's what Prabhupada would say. Rahu is an invisible planet. We cannot see it. So there was discussion about Rahu and how the Rahu eats up the sun and the moon for his food. So that is his food regularly. So sun and moon are his food. That was discussed. Then comes the planets of the Siddhas, Charanas, Vidyadharas, all their lokas, they come. Right, that planet comes. Then below that is planets of Yakshas, Rakshasas, Pishachas. So this is the planet which is just about 100 yojanas above the earth. Can you see? Can you just imagine? The Yakshas, they just stay 100 yojanas above the earth, above our planet. That is where they are situated. So we read about that. And then there is a description of planets below the earth. The planet below the earth are called as Bilva Swargas. Anyone knows what is the meaning of this Bilva? Bil. What is the meaning of Bilva?
Cave.
Yes. Cave, exactly. It's like a cave, a tunnel, a dungeon. This is all called as Bilva. Why? Because they are underground. How many of you have been to hotels, restaurants where there are minus? You have the lift which takes you above. Yes, there's a lift that takes you above, and there's a lift that even the same lift might take you below. It's like -1, -2, -3, right? See, Earth you can consider as 0, the ground floor, and then when you go for 1, well, that is the Bhur Loka. Then 2, that's a Swarga Loka. Om Bhu Bhuva Swaha. We say that, right? So accordingly, you go different floors, so you can keep going. And then there is minus also. There is -1, -2, -3. So these are all the planets which are described here very nicely. Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patala. So I think till Mahatala your class is complete, till Mahatala. And what is living entity doing? Okay, bro, most of us have this look as basements. Basements, car parking. Of course, that's a place where we visit regularly for suffering. So they're called Bilva Swargas. They're still called Swarga. Why they're called Swarga? Because they're beautiful. So all these places are actually the creations of Maya Dana. Yeah. Just like the demigods, they have Vishwakarma. Vishwakarma is their architect, and he beautifully designs so many things. Of course, Krishna made Vishwakarma even design Dwarka. Yes, one of the times I was requested to come for a class, but I was on a Dwarka Yatra. And in Dwarka, Vishwakarma has designed that 96 square miles Kshetra called Dwarka Kshetra. Yes, Krishna had requested Samudra Devata to give land. And the Samudra Devata said that as long and until Dharma would prevail, this 96 square miles, the Kshetra would prevail. As soon as Dharma is finished, there is a tinge of Adharma, the water would inundate and finish everything. So that is Vishwakarma, the designer. Even the same personality who in the making of Indraprasth, yes, Khandavprasth to Indraprasth, there is contribution of 2 personalities. Yes, there is Vishwakarma as well as Mayadana. Both of them helped. Mayadana made Khandavprasth into Indraprasth and made the Maya Sabha, and even Vishwakarma contributed in architecture. Both of them came together. Both the top architects of the world, they had come together. to design this very beautiful city of Indraprasth, which is today known as New Delhi. All right, so these are all places designed by Mayadana. And Narad Muni is such a compassionate Vaishnava that he would go here to preach. Yes, for a Vaishnava, there is nothing called hell, heaven, liberation, it's all the same. Narayana parasarve na kutaschana vibhyati swarga apavarga narakeshu apitulyartha darshinaha. So you find that for a Vaishnava, everything is same. So Narad Muni would go here also to preach. See, this is a Vaishnava compassion. He would go to every place. He would not leave any place. Yes, he would not leave any place. He would go everywhere. That is the compassion. And he would go there, and once what happened, he had toured the entire Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Mahatala, Rasa, Talatala, Patala, and all these things, Rasatal, Patal. And after that, he came to heavens. And after coming to heavens, he told that these planets which are below Surga, they are so wonderfully designed by Mayadana that they are more beautiful than heavens also. He described like that. He described it to the demigods, and the demigods were stunned. Wow, we do all this good karma, and what is it we get? Yeah, that is more beautiful in looks, right? So these are all called Bilva Swargas. So we have discussed till Mahatal. I think last two shlokas are remaining. The beauty is actually the essence of this chapter is Sutal planet. Because who lives in the Sutal planet? In Sutal planet, three wonderful personalities live. Who are there? Any guesses?
Bali Maharaj.
Yes, Bali Maharaj.
And the Lord himself is there.
Yes, the Lord is the security guard. He's the chief security officer. He's present there as security guard, and even kicked Ravana, who tried to invade into Sutal Lok. He just kicked him and sent him back to Lanka. Not 100,000 yojanas. Get lost. You dare not come here again. Yes, and one more, Prahlad Maharaj. He also stays there. Yes, he also stays there. All right. So Bali's actual opulence of Sutal Loka is devotion. That is the real opulence. That was glorified. That is the heart of this chapter, Sutal Lok. Yes, because Lord is sold out to Bali. The Sutal Lok is a place where we find that how the Supreme Lord is sold out servant of his devotee. He even gave up Lakshmi. Lakshmi is waiting. And Lord says, Lakshmi, sorry, I'm already sold out to Bali. I cannot come back. So I have to be a guard here. So he's becoming a watch guard, a sentry to his for his devotee. So this is the heart of this chapter. And even Bali's humble words, humble prayers is something that was mentioned. And finally we come to what is there below Mahatal. And that particular verse is our discussion for today. And we'll also be discussing the next planet, which is below Rasatal. So let us go to today's verse. Can somebody show the screen, if possible? Sharing screen for these two verses.
Maybe Mataji is not there. 1 second. Yeah,
yes.
She's dead.
This is Tato Adastadasatale Daitya Danavaha Panayo Nama Nivata Kavachaha Kaleya Hiranyap Puravasina Iti Vibhuda Pratyanika Utpatya Mahojaso Mahasahasino Bhagavatah Sakala Lokanubhavasya Harireva Tejasa Pratihata Bala Valepa Bilesaya Iva Vasanti Yevai Sarmayendra Dutya Vagbhair Mantra Varnabhir Indrad Bhibyati. Can someone read the translation?
I can read the translation.
Hare Krishna.
Go ahead.
Prabhuji, go ahead, Prabhuji.
Translation. Beneath Mahatala is a planetary system known as Rasatala, which is the abode of the demoniac sons of Diti and Dhanu. They are called Panis. Nivata Kavachas, Kalayas, and Hiranya Purva Vashis, those living in the Hiranya Pura. They are all enemies of the demigods, and they reside in the holes like snakes. From birth, they are extremely powerful and cruel, and although They are proud of their strength. They are always defeated by the Sudarshan Chakra of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who rules all the planetary systems. When a female messenger from Indra named Sarama chants a particular curse, the serpentine demons of Mahatala become very afraid of Indra. Hare Krishna.
Purport?
Purport. It is said that there was a great fight between these serpentine demons and Indra, the king of heaven. When the defeated demons met the female messenger Sarama, who was chanting a mantra, they became afraid, and therefore they are living in the planet called Rasatala.
Okay. We'll just discuss this verse, then go to the next verse. All right. So we understand here that the sons of Diti and Danu, the sons of Diti are called Daityas, and the son of Danu are called Danavas. So Daitya Danava, we very often hear these two words, right? Daitya and Danava. So they stay in this planet called as Rasatala Loka. So this is the planet which is assigned to them. Yes, this is where they stay. And how do they stay? My God, they have to stay like snakes in holes. That's how. So if you see, the different categories of demons are mentioned here. The Panis, yes, the Hiranyapurvavasis, Nivata Kavach, Kaleyas, they are all the different kinds of demons. They're all demons. And they are called Pratyanikaha. You know what is the meaning of Pratyanikaha? Pratyanikaha means they are all enemies of Indra. They hate Indra. Indra se bahut dvesh karte hain. Yes, they hate. And there is a messenger of Indra. Yes. And this messenger is actually in the form of a she dog. The Sarama, the main name is there, na, female messenger. She's actually in the form of a she dog. Yes. And this she dog, there's a Vedic story. The story is, once what had happened, this she dog had gone to the Asur Loka, this particular place where this demons stay, because these people had stolen a cow of Indra. So these people took the cow and they hid the cow. They thought that this cow is not there. This cow gives all the essential ingredients like milk, ghee, etc. If we steal this, then Indra will not be able to perform any ceremonies. So they stole it. So that time Indra sends Sarama, that she dog. Yes, she goes there and she recites a particular mantra. Of course, the demons, they ask, "Oh Sarama, what do you want?" But Sarama was very upset with the demons for stealing the cow of Indra. So she spoke very roughly. The mantra, what she chanted, which scared them. The mantra was, "Oh Panis, you will all be killed by Indra. Run away from here. Run away from here." That is a mantra which she recited. This is the exact mantra. Yes, "Oh Panis, you will all be killed by Indra. So you run away from here. Get out." So hearing these words, Sarama spoke this mantra so powerfully. A female dog coming and speaking like this, they all became very afraid, and they really became, they're still afraid. They're still afraid of Indra. So they're enemies of Indra, but afraid of Indra because of the powerful mantra. So what is the way to subdue the demons or the demoniac propensity? For all of us, what is the lesson we learn? Any demoniac propensity can be subdued only by chanting. We know only one mantra. We may not be able to memorize this mantra, but we know Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Yes, so this is the mantra which will make all the demons fearful. And today morning I was giving a Chaitanya Charitamrita class. And in that particular class, there was a mention of how Nityananda Prabhu and Advaita Prabhu are called the Angas of Lord Chaitanya. Yes, and they are the two chief Senapatis. And you know what they do? These people, they trample and they destroy the atheistic propensities. So that is why when we move out, we should first and foremost recite the Panchatattva mantra 3 times when we do Harinam. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda. We should do that. So thus all the demons will flee away. The demoniac propensity will be destroyed. And one thing which will happen is these demons will be able to accept Hare Krishna Mahamantra, because Gaur Nita are very merciful. And that is why in America, I saw that particularly, you all would have seen that video. Can you say Gauranga? Yes, we have seen that. Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga, Nityananda, they dance. Yes. How many of you seen that video? Please raise your hands if you have. Seriously? My God, you have not seen that. I guess only Harvesh Nitya Leela, Gaurangi Mataji, Anita Ramaya Mataji, she has seen. Okay, some of them, 3-4 of you have seen. I really insist you all, please watch that video. They know that Hare Krishna Mahamantra se pehle Gauranga Mahaprabhu should purify them. Yes. So that is a mantra. So we should all never be afraid of demons, never be afraid of demoniac propensities. Boldly enter into the demoniac propensities and preach. Recently, one of my students he was there in ISKCON Silicon Valley. So he sent me a video of how they were going and doing the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, chanting and distribution of books, ISB, under his grace, Vaishashika Prabhu. So he sent me some videos. I was very inspired. Boldly he was chanting with Mridang alone. He had alone gone with Mridang, he was chanting. And then after his chanting, everyone was trying to shoot video of what he was doing. He was alone chanting. He went alone into that territory of Maya. And after that, he distributed books. So there were guys with, having a big beard, and they had even, ponytail comes here, right? So they had a beard tail, whatever you call it. So they had tied here. Yes. I think Pramila Mataji wanted to say something. Okay. Fine. So they had this, and then after that, there was another guy with funky hairstyle like this. So many people, they all were taking Bhagavad Gita, Krishna book, Bhagavatam. Yes. So he chanted and gave them. So first he would chant always 3 times the Panchatattva mantra. Yes. So that is so very amazing. I know the link has come here, but don't watch it now. Watch it after class. After class, not now. Okay. So that is one thing we learn. Mantra is powerful. So mantra chanted by this she-dog could produce so much effect. And we got human body and we are chanting Mahamantra. Mahamantra contains all mantras. So we can definitely, that is the way to counteract demoniac forces. I was reading the 6th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam the other day. And there it was spoken that this is the section of Vishnu Dutas and Yamadutas. Anyone who chants the holy name, the Vishnu Dutas are sent actually. Or you may not be dying. It's not that you're dying, but still the Vishnu Dutas are there with you when you chant the holy name sincerely. Prabhupada writes that in the purport. And they will protect you from all demoniac forces. They'll protect you from all negativity. They will protect you from all agents of Kali. And you'll become very powerful and empowered when you chant. So thus, chant while you can. Chant while you can. Even when I travel, yes, there's so much of Maya around. Of course, Maya of America is exponential. We cannot even compare. We are in Pune. Pune is younger sister of Mumbai, which is considered to be the hub of Maya. M for Mumbai, M for Maya Nagri. It's called Maya Nagri. That's another name given to Mumbai. The place which is Sakshat Maya Devi's abode. Especially the South Mumbai, where our ISKCON Chowpatty, Girgaon Temple, Shri Radha Gopinath Mandir is there. My God. So, what to speak of Maya of New York, etc. So, a devotee has to keep chanting to counteract these demoniac forces. Right? All right. We'll go to the next shloka. Again, Raj Prabhu, could you display that? So this is 31. Any instructions for me? Somebody is giving some instructions.
Yeah, it was by mistakenly unmuted, Prabhuji.
All right. It's all. No, there is no mistake. Nothing happens by chance. I missed the instructions. Okay. Yeah. Tato adastat patali nagaloka patayo vasuki pramukaha shanka kulika mahashanka shvetat dhananjaya dhritarashtra shanka choda kambala swatara devadattayadayo mahabhagino mahamarsha nivasanti yesham uha vai pancha sapta dasha sata sahasra shirshanam phanashu Virachita Maha Manayo Rochishnavaha Patala Vipara Timira Nirakka Nikaram Swarochisha Vidamanti. Yes, can somebody read the translation?
Beneath Rasatala is another planetary system known as Patala or Nagaloka, where there are many demoniac serpents, the masters of Nagaloka, such as Shankha, Kulika, Mahashankha, Shweta, Dhananjaya, Dhritarashtra, Shankachuda, Kambala, Ashwatara, and Devadatta. The chief among them is Vasuki. They are all extremely angry and they have many hoods. Some snakes, 5 hoods. Some 7, some 10, others 100, and others 1,000. These hoods are bedecked with valuable gems, and the light emanating from the gems illuminate the entire planetary system of Bilva Swarga. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. So this particular shloka, there are 2 interesting things. One thing is about the multi-hooded snakes. Recently, about say 10-12 years back, there was a multi-hooded snake found in India. Have you read that news? Yeah, that became the talk of the whole world. There was a multi-hooded snake which was found. The pictures were captured. Yeah, so multi-hooded snakes, that mentions it, very much matches big hoods. So like that, we have found that multi-hooded snakes. So there are many hoods. And we also have Kalia, right? Kalia had how many hoods? It was 1,000 hooded snake. And 101 prominent hoods also he had. Among the hoods also there was 101 prominent hoods. That he was a multi-hooded snakes, like that. So there's a difference between Sarpa and Naga. Prabhupada explains this in the Bhagavad Gita. The normal snakes are those with just one hood. On the other hand, the Nagas, if you see, they are multi-hooded. There are a lot of hoods. So that is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. Because Lord gives 2. Amongst the snakes, I am Vasuki. Among serpents, I am Ananta. If you read the Bhagavad Gita 10th chapter. So what is it? Above who has multiple hoods, like hundreds and thousands of hoods. That is one category. And Vasuki only has 5 hoods. So 5 hoods is not considered to be very big. It's a small thing. So we read that in the Bhagavad Gita. Okay. So now in this particular verse, Mahabhoginah, many hoods. That is one highlight. And second thing that we can understand from this is how there is a lighting system provided in the Bilva Swargas. There is no sun. The sun cannot enter because this is underground, as we discussed. So what is the lighting system? Nagamani. Yes, Nagamani. That's called Nagamani. So these snakes have a lot of jewels, which are very similar to the emeralds, the lapis, the sapphires, the rubies that we observe in this world. They have much bigger ones. And in fact, it is said that some of the snakes, even in this world, they also have some kind of money, Nagamani, because it's very dangerous to go and collect it. So people take a lot of risk to go and try to get the money. You try to go to get this money, you will be finished. There are some snakes so poisonous that they can just spit and kill you. They just spit on you. Just their saliva, little saliva, they can throw a saliva from a distance of almost something like even 5-6 meters. They can just spit and they can kill you. Like that, snakes are there. So these are all much more powerful than the snakes found even in Amazon forest. Correct? Amazon forest snakes. They're all nothing. They're all tiny toddlers compared to all these people. So these snakes are there. So I thought of taking the class in this particular direction. What we can do is I'll share some interesting facts about these Bilva Swargas, as well as some famous pastimes that happen here. That way we'll relish Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay? All right. So first of all, we need to understand that all these layers, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patala, these layers which are there, each layer is underground, but they all have different colors. There's a color coding. Just color coding. If you see, Atala is black. Yes. Vitala is white. Sutala is reddish in color. And Talatala is yellow. Mahatala is that of sugar, sugary white, that color of sugar. Then the Rasatal planet is actually a very rocky planet. It's rocky. There's a rock. It's full of rocks. It's not soil. Others are all soil. This is rocky. And the Patal Lok is golden in color. It's actually golden. Yes, Patal is golden. So each Loka actually is of different textures. So this is all mentioned in the Puranas. Very nice. Vayu Puran gives a description of how these places have different colors. And if you look at in specifically Rasatal, the pastime that we see in Rasatal, which is very famous, is Hiranyaksha appeared here in Rasatal. Hiranyaksha appeared in the Rasatal Loka, the same personality, wonderful personality who fought and killed with his tusks the Asura who is with his tusks and also with a slap. He had beaten him nicely, beaten like this, beaten like that, and he killed Hiranyaksha. So that particular pastime happened where? In the Rasatal Loka. So Rasatal Loka is a place where Lord appeared as Keshavadhrita Shukara Rupa Varahadev Bhagwan ki Jai. Okay. And also there were two demons who had stolen the Vedas from Brahma. They were called Madhu and Kaitava. Very powerful demons, very strong demons. And these two demons were killed by Rama Krishna Hayagriva. Hayagriva, the horse incarnation of the Lord. And the horse incarnation of the Lord had fought so much. He fought, and they were not losing. Because Madhu Kaitava also were, in one sense, born from Lord's ears. So they were very powerful. And one represents Tamogun, one represents Rajogun. So both of them, they had stolen the Vedas. Yes, if you associate with Tamogun and Rajogun, then your knowledge will be stolen. Your spiritual knowledge will be lost. So they had stolen the Vedas in the subtle form. So Lord goes to Rasatal Lok. It is this place where the demons, actually Madhu Kaitava, they were all inspired. Other Asuras were all inspiring them. Yes, come on, fight nicely. They were inspiring them. They're cheering. They were hooting. They were hooting for this Madhu and Kaitava. And Hayagriva actually fought very intensely with Madhu and Kaitava. And it was a stalemate situation. Stalemate. But Madhu and Kaitava were so impressed with Hayagriva's fighting skills that they said that you can ask us some boon. Whatever you want, you ask us some boon and we will give you. And Hayagriva said, I want to kill both of you. They said, all right, you can kill us. We'll die. What a demon, principal demons. Na? So that's how Madhu and Kaitava are killed, and that particular pastime happens where? In the Rasatal Lok. This is a place where this particular pastime happens. Yeah. And there are many other small pastime, like King Vasu, because of telling lies, goes to Rasatal Lok. That's one pastime. Another time when there was inundation, that time Agni goes to the Rasatal Lok. So these are all small things that Rasatal Loka is mentioned many times in Mahabharata. It's a very famous place. And we also understand that Surabhi, the mother of cows. Now this is another shocking news. Surabhi is a divine mother of all the cows, is Surabhi. Because actually, cows are from spiritual world, not from material world. Brahma tried to create the cow. He said, I also want to create cow. But he ended up creating buffalo. Yes, bhais they call it. He ended up creating buffalo. There's a vast difference. Many of the city-bred people may not know the difference between buffalo and cow. Yeah, true. Now this is very obvious for some people. But for many of them who are grown up in cities and never seen nature or any countryside, they say, what's the difference between cow and buffalo? The buffalo is another type of cow, right? That's what people have conception. But buffalo is created by Brahma. So as per Mahabharata, the mother of all the cows, Surabhi, stays in Rasatal Lok. She stays here. She's having one of her residence here. So that is another glory of Rasatal Lok, which the pastime that we find here. And now I would like to say some pastimes of Patal Lok. Of course, what pastimes? No pastime. We're just trying to recollect, because the subject matter is just description. There is nothing much to discuss. So I'm just trying to recollect some pastimes what I can think of in Patal Lok. Patal Lok is also called as Naga Lok. Another name for Patal Lok is Naga Lok. Why? Because this is a place where all the snakes, they reside, all snakes. So I'll tell you a story of the Pandavas and Kauravas at one point of time. So when the Pandavas and Kauravas, they were together, at that point of time, it is said that Bhima, of course, he was sporting. He was very sportive, jolly, at the same time a bully. But in a good sense, he was never evil. He had a very clean heart. So he would bully usually the Kauravas. And Duryodhana never liked his bully. Hamesha, he was like a dada. That's what they call in India, dada. So he was a bully of his own kind. So Duryodhana was very, very paranoid about this. He was very upset. And he decided, what should I do? I want to do something to destroy this fellow. This guy is too much. Right? So even otherwise, Duryodhana was very envious of Pandavas. Reason being is they were very sharp. Whatever knowledge was taught in Gurukul, they used to assimilate it very fast. Any skills taught, they used to take it up very nicely. And these Kauravas were a little slow. Yeah, they were slow to pick up. Pandavas used to capture it very fast because they were all Devi Sampat. So Duryodhana, then he decided, let me plan something. So across the river Ganga, he created a very nice quarters. Of course, he's a prince, he could do it. And that the quarters name was Pramana Koti. Yes, Pramana Koti. Like that quarters he created. And he told, my dear brothers, Pandava, let us all do some sporting activity here. He called them, come on, let's be friends, let's sport. And he thought on the pretext, I will do something. So they were sporting, they were playing. And picnic means what? Picnic means going to natural place, near river, playing lot of games and nice food. And Bhima was most interested in food. Where will I get very good food? He was interested. So that point of time, so Duryodhana arranged very nice snacks for everybody. And for Bhim, my dear brother Bhim, for you, I have arranged this very, very special cake. And what did that cake contain? Poison. It contained poison. So Bhima ate that cake very nice. It was very tasty. He ate it very well. And all others, then they left the picnic and they went away. They all left. And then Bhima, he was lying there. He fainted. So Duryodhana looked left and right. Nobody's there. He wrapped Bhima with a rope and he pushed him down. And he was completely confident that Bhima will be eaten up. He'll be eaten up by all these water creatures who are there. They will nicely eat up Bhima and he'll be finished. Yes. So he was so very happy. Yes, very, very happy. So Bhima, it is said in the Mahabharata, he sank down from the Ganges, because through the Ganges there's a connection to the Nagaloka. So he comes actually to the Nagaloka, Pataloka. So he sings and sings and sings. When the poison is given to you, you don't die immediately. No. Whenever there's a snake bite, there's a poison, you don't die immediately. You first become unconscious. And then slowly the poison spreads in your body, then you die. That is the science. So what had happened was Bhima had become unconscious and the poison was still spreading. He was still alive. But he reached Nagalok. And who were there in Nagalok? Snakes. So the snakes started, they thought, Mahaprasade, Govinde, Nava Brahmani, Vaishnave. They were so happy. Finally, our years of tapasya, we have got such big Mahaprasad in the form of this boy who's coming here. So they started biting. They were biting him everywhere. They bit him every part of the body except his chest, because his chest was really strong. So they could not penetrate to his chest, but they bit him everywhere. And what happened as a result of biting? It is said that if you are bitten by one snake, go to another snake and get bitten. Because one poison will counteract another poison. Yeah, that's what happens. That's a law. So the poison that Bhima had taken got counteracted because of the poison of the other snakes who had bitten him. So now Bhima got up and said, come on, who has tied me up? He just broke open. He broke open those shackles, the ropes with which he was tied, and then started beating up the snakes. And all the snakes were getting, they were getting beaten up nicely. So they went to the Nagalok in charge. They said, Maharaj, do something. Our snakes are getting beaten up nicely. He said, send more powerful snakes. And those snakes also, he beat them up nicely. They were all beaten. So we need to understand that when Kunti Maharani had desired Vayudev to unite with her that time, she had received Bhima. Yes. And there was an announcement which was made that this boy will have the strength of 2,000 elephants. So powerful. And it is said once Bhima was being taken by Kunti for a bath to the river. and accident, there was a tiger who came from the other side. And Kunti Devi just put down Bhima. Bhima smashed against the rock, and the rock was powdered by his strength. He was so strong. Yes, even as a small infant baby. And all the tiger ran away. He just ran away from there. So he already had strength of 2,000 elephants. But there are many more stronger snakes in Nagalok. So finally, the Nagalok Devata, the Naga courts in charge, he sent the most powerful snakes and got Bhima arrested, and he brought him. Come here. And he said, don't kill him. I will not kill you immediately. I want to know what you are doing here. Who are you? And he said, I am Kunti's son, Bhim. As soon as you heard Kunti's son, really? He said, your great-grandfather is here only. Yes, your great-grandfather, Aryaka, is here, right here. Because Kunti is the daughter of Kunti Bhoj. So Kunti Bhoj's grandfather is Aryak. So he was there. So he offered obeisances and he did Dandvat Pranam. Said, very good. My dear son, are you hungry? He said, yes, I'm hungry. So he showed him some pots which were kept there. There were many, many pots kept there. And these pots contained sweet rice. And he said, with each sweet rice, you will get strength of 1,000 elephants. So he already had 2,000 elephant strength. So he drank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now what is the strength of Bhima? He had the strength of 10,000 elephants. Yes, that's how Kshatriya strength was measured. How many elephants can you defeat? So he had the strength of 10,000 elephants, but as soon as he drank the 8th pot, he fell unconscious. Yes, he was again unconscious. Eat too much prasad, you eat, then you sleep nicely. Right? So he got unconscious. Then he was transported back to Hastinapur. So this particular pastime took place where? This particular pastime took place in Patalalok or Nagalok. So Nagalok, Patalok, there is no difference. Which is illuminated by the gems. The gems of the snakes, they illuminate it. And this is considered to be the most beautiful Bilvasvarga. Rasatal and Patal, both are considered very, very beautiful place. Narad Muni also glorifies verses after verses to see the glory. There's a question, Prabhuji, Bali Maharaj lives in which loka? Bali Maharaj lives in Sutal Loka. And next life he is going to be Indra. In the next Manvantra, he is going to be Indra. It is mentioned in the Bhagavatam. Can I tell you one more pastime of Patal Loka? That's what to do. There was a famous web series. I have not watched. My students, they have watched. Not the ones who stay in the ashram. I'm talking about the students who were there outside. There was a web series called Patal Lok. It became very famous just before the COVID pandemic period. That web series was very trending. You all did not watch it. Don't worry. It has got nothing to do with Patal Lok. It is something else altogether. So the web series of Patal Lok. Everybody would ask, so what are you doing? Sir, I'm watching Patal Lok. Prabhuji, I'm watching Patal Lok. My God, everybody is watching Patal Lok because that was the last web series released at that time before the pandemic. So now we are discussing about Patal Lok. All right. So once what had happened, we all know the story that Duryodhana had entered into the Gandharva Kshetra. Every demigods also have some place on the earth, which is their camp. It's like embassy. Just like you go to the Indian embassy in America, right? That's as good as India. Indian rules, Indian infrastructure, Indian people, Indian language, Indian food, everything Indian. So similarly, even the Gandharvas had a particular territory in the earth. And Duryodhana entered the territory and he misappropriated with the Gandharva's daughter. And thus he was arrested. And when Yudhishthira Maharaj got to know the news from one of the servants of Duryodhana, he was very worried. And Bhim was very happy. He said, very good. Yes, that's what that fellow deserves. Yeah, he deserves to be beaten nicely. Let him beat him nicely. But let him not kill him. Because I promised to kill him. So he was saying like that. But then Yudhishthira Maharaj said, Bhima, it's not good to behave like this. See, what problems we have, this is within the family. But when some trouble comes from outside, we are not 5 and 100, we are 105. We are together. Yes. So he says, go and save Duryodhana. And Bhima very unwillingly was going. He said, wait a minute. I don't trust this fellow. Arjun, you also go with me. So in one sense, it's Arjuna who saved Duryodhana. And Duryodhana gave him a promise that, hey, Arjuna, in future, you can ask me any benediction, I'll give it to you. And later on, Arjuna asks for the 5 arrows which Bhishma Pitama had prepared. We know that story. Anyway, so Arjuna rescues Duryodhana. And then Duryodhana, actually what had happened was Duryodhana describes this pastime to all his associates and friends. And they were all considering giving back the kingdom to Pandavas. Duryodhana was not in favor. But all others, including Shakuni, if you read Mahabharata, including Shakuni also for a moment thought, I think we should give back the kingdom. I after all saved your life. So he was wondering, and that day Duryodhana slept off. And then what happened was there was a demoness called Kritya. Now this is a demon. She's sometimes called as Kritya or Krityaka. Both ways. She is a very mystical demon, and she is a mistress of black arts, dark arts, which is a part of Atharved. Atharved also speaks about some black arts. So she is expert in that. And she can annihilate her enemies through black arts. So that kind of a demoness is Kritya. And sometimes she can even take a male form. So Kritya. So this Kritya demoness was sent by Asuras. That you go and bring Duryodhana here. We want to talk to him. We want to meet him. So Kritya goes to Hastinapur, takes Duryodhana when he's asleep, and brings Duryodhana to Patal Lok. And Duryodhana wakes up, oh my God, where have I come? They say, do not worry. You're in your ancestor's place. You're in Patal Lok. Oh really? What am I doing here? So all the demons, atheists, they all had called for an assembly, and they were all convincing Duryodhana, yes, please, this comes in Mahabharata, this particular pasture. They were convincing him, do not give back the kingdom of Pandavas. Yes, don't give it. Never ever compromise. Yes, and he's saying these are all real well-wishers. People out there, they're telling to give it off. But you guys are my real well-wishers, and you're telling me, you're giving good guidance. Yes, so he was telling, no, don't give back the kingdom. And he was convinced, yes, I will not give back the kingdom to the Pandavas. And thus, later on, Kritya again brings back Duryodhana and she places him in Hastinapur. So Duryodhana had come to Patal Lok for that purpose. So like this in Shastras, we find that there is a mention of Patal Lok many times. So now this Rasatal, Patal are totally different from the hellish plane, the 28 hellish planets. They come even below. They are much below even the Patal Lok. Patal Lok technically is the lowest planetary system, but below there are 28. Below that also there are 28 types of hell. This, I think we are going to be discussing this in the subsequent chapters, 26th chapter, about the hellish planets. So this is a description of Rasatal Lok and Patal Lok. There is nothing much to narrate or to discuss, so I just try to give some extra information and get some pastimes. So if there are any questions about Bhakti, about devotional service, you can ask. Please don't ask anything more about Rasatal and Patal Lok. Yes, go on.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Again, very beautiful class, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing the stories too of Bhima, and it's so beautiful to listen to the stories. It just connects you more. It's easy. I see Sureshwar Prabhu has a hand up. So Sureshwar Prabhu, please go ahead. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Thank you, Prabhu. Prabhuji, I had two questions. So this, when Vamana, they tied up Bali Maharaj, he said it was tied up with Varuna Pasha. What does that mean, Prabhu? Like Varuna Pasha, what does it mean?
Yeah. Actually, every ruler, now Varuna is also called as a Lokapala. What is he called? Lokapala. Yes. Bahavo Lokapalanam Saranganam Padambuji. So Lokapalas are like Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Agni. They're all Lokapalas. So the place where Varuna rules is called Vibhavari. So he's the king of that place. So every king is supposed to have 14 items. You want to know the 14 items? Yes, no? Of course, if I tell.
Yes, please. Yes.
You're saying every king has 14 items, right?
Yeah, every king should have 14 items. I'll show you that particular purport also.
Okay.
I'll show you that purport also. Just give me a minute. I remember 10, 12 of them.
Take your time. While you're looking that Vasuki helps a lot in Samudra Manthan pastime and in...
I'll just finish this, bro. I'm looking now. Okay, fine. So the 12 items, I'll tell you what are there. So they should have a horse, they should have an elephant, they should have a chariot, they should have an umbrella, they should have a special dress, they should have a special sword, a special staff for punishing danda, and there is something called pash. Pash means it is to arrest somebody. And then the list goes on. They should have a special kind of garden, a special tree. The name I don't know exactly. Then you're supposed to have a wife and you're supposed to have dharma. So like this 14 items are mentioned. Yes, dharma.
Okay.
So one of the item which a king should have is pasha. Pash is to arrest a miscreant and to bring him across. So Varuna Pash means Varuna lent his pasha to arrest Bali. That is called Varuna Pash. Is it okay, Prabhu?
Yeah.
Now, your second question.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. So, Prabhu, this Vasuki helps the Lord during Samudra Manthan pastime and during Satyavrata Mani's pastime. Like, if it is residing in Patala Loka, like, is it considered? What it is considered? Is it a devotee of the Lord, or is it?
It is actually, they are all children of Kadru Devi. Kadru and Vanita. Vanita is the mother of all the birds, and Kadru is the mother of all the snakes and serpents. So they are all her children. So demigods are Adityas and demons are Daityas. Danu's children are Danavas. So they are all different. Got it? Now, so technically they don't come under any demigod, but they are calculated as Asuras only because they are anti-Indra. They don't like Indra. But Vasuki, if you tempt him with something, you give him Amrit, or he will give you something nice to drink, beverage, he'll come. If he sees profit, he will come. That way, even the demons agreed, right?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. So one more question, Prabhu. This one, we see in this chapter about Sudarshan Chakra, Prabhu. Like,
Can I, Suresh Champru, sorry, I'll just put this in the chat because I've been asked. I put it, the 14 items I put it. Yeah. These are the 14. So in one of them, there is a pash also. A noose. Noose is called a pash. Noose, to arrest. That's called a pash. The 11th item, if you see in the chat. So these 14 items make a person an emperor. So even Varuna has that. Yes, Prabhu, your next question. Sorry, I interrupted you twice.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Yeah. To know that. Yeah, Prabhuji, this Sudarshan Chakra comes in this chapter, and we are seeing here also in these verses, and we saw before also, they're not afraid of time, but they're afraid of Sudarshan Chakra.
Correct.
Like, what is the significance of their being afraid of Sudarshan Chakra, or what is that?
Okay. So what is the significance is the Supreme Lord is all powerful. He is the supreme controller everywhere. So these people may not be afraid of demigods. They may be so powerful. They may have a long duration of life, but they're still afraid of Supreme Lord. That's the significance. Because Supreme Lord deals with demons only through Sudarshan. That's the way he deals with the demigods. Sorry, with the demons. Through Sudarshan Chakra.
Okay.
Right? So that is the significance. They are afraid of Supreme Lord. Nobody else. So Lord's control is there. That is what is appreciated in Bhagavatam. That he is supreme controller everywhere. Tasmad bhavantam anavadyam anantaparam. Anantaparam means he has his authority everywhere, including these places. Although these people may be atheists, they may not believe him, but his Sudarshan Chakra, he shows them that place. Yeah, that's the significance.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. One last question, Prabhu. Like, Prabhu, one last question. This, when we hear these Siddhas, Chanaras, Vidyadharas, and these Nagas, right? All these Danyas, Daityas, right? All these category of people, do they come under that 400,000 species?
Yes, exactly. They come.
Okay, Prabhu. Yeah. Thank you very much, Prabhu. We relish your class a lot. Hare Krishna, Dandavad, Prabhu.
Thank you.
I am very appreciative of the comment of Lalitangi Radha Mataji. Thank you for your comment. She says you made even Rasatal Patala enjoyable with your narrations, but we should not go there. We should not go there.
Lalitangi Mataji is our Kaviraj, Prabhu. So
yes, I am aware. I've been a victim many times in the positive sense.
Yes, we all would love to become victim of Lalitangi Mataji. Hari Bol.
Thank you.
Every time you come,
go ahead, Mataji. Litangi Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So every class of yours is full of
what to say, hasya rasa. You make us laugh. At the same time, you give us such instructions we can't forget in such a unique way. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. I'm so sorry we are not available exactly in front of the camera because it's morning time. We are getting the kids rushing to school, but we are
I completely understand. But I need some inspiration, right? So I do my part of pitching, and it's up to you, based on time, place, circumstances, if you could turn on. No problem.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lalitangi Mataji. Sundari Gopi Mataji, please go ahead.
Prabhuji, I wanted to know, I mean, my daughter pointed out, is Hayagriva half man and half horse? Okay.
Yes, he is.
Is there a reason, or it is always all like Matsya also half fish?
Yes,
half...
yes. They're like that only. All are like that.
No specific.
Yeah. No. Where Hayagriva is, he looks 400 form of Lord with Shankha Chakra Kada Padma. Only thing is horse head is
yes.
different.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, my daughter sat through the class.
Amazing. I saw her. What's your name?
Rasika.
What did she say? Rasika.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rasika.
very nice, Rasika. I saw you. It was very inspiring to have you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Yes.
Thank you, Sundari Gopi Mataji. Actually, I saw your daughter too. She was there pretty much all the class. Thank you. Thank you, Rasika. Nityanar Simha Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Such an amazing class, Prabhuji. You are
You're
really
from
speaker.
Muscat? You're from Muscat?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, I am from Muscat, Prabhu. Yes.
I have my students there also. Yes.
Yeah. Some teachers, professors are there.
Exactly.
Yes. Very nice, Prabhuji. So I will get in touch with you. Prabhuji, my question is, like you took us, like when I was in childhood, I saw a movie called Patal Bhairavi, which is Jitendra and Sridevi. It is talks about all these snakes, and you reminded that by today's class. My question is, Prabhuji, is all snakes represents Anantadeva, and can we build temples where snakes are available?
Yes, actually, not all snakes represent Anantadev. The next chapter is about Anantadev. How Ananta is very special. Yes, Ananta. Even when the universe is destroyed, he is not destroyed. That's why it's called Ananta, one who doesn't have an end, one who doesn't get destroyed. And he's also called a Shesha, because even after the universe is destroyed, he remains. That's why it's called Shesh. Shesh means one who remains. So Ananta Shesh has that significance. He is an expansion of Sankarshan, Balram Tattva. He is no ordinary snake. And he is a person who doesn't have cruelty and envy. We'll discuss more about it in the next chapter. Next chapter is dedicated to him.
So my question is
your second question.
Yeah.
Your second part was about can we have temples? So there are some kshetras. Now personally, I'll be traveling this weekend to a place called Suratkal. Now this comes in the Parashurama Kshetra, and in this place there are a lot of Naga temples where people offer milk, and the Nagas, the snakes, they come and they take the milk. And you can see a lot of snakes in this place. A lot of snakes. Right? So that practice is done. So there is people who offer Naga Devata different kinds of milk and worship. People do that. Yeah. But even Shiva, in one sense, he has Naga around his neck because he remembers Sankarshan, his deity. So for us, Nag means we want to worship Nag, we worship Sankarshan. For us, he is the Nag. We worship. Right.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Why I asked it, because recently, anyway, you said Suratkal. I studied from Belgaum. So Suratkal is in Karnataka. I heard about it.
Yes,
there is a place called Bidar in Karnataka.
I know Bidar. I know.
And there is a ISKCON temple under process. It is like Namahata and all. And there are snakes within the compound of temple. So that's why I asked this question, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
So we can have the temple there. Where means if snakes are there, no problem.
It is there. That's what I'm telling. It is there, temple. And
thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Temples are there like that. People feed. It is believed that even the snakes come. So what would be the mode of worship of Naga? Well, In our part of the country, almost all temples have sarpa cow. So mostly worship of such kind of snakes, etc. is tamasic. It's not something which is worship in sattva. They're all quite tamasic. Tamasic or rajasic. Some of them do that to fulfill some material desires. And nowadays, even there's a lot of famous Nagin. There's a series of television show called Nagin. Yes, they take Ichhadari Nagin. They say that. Hare Krishna. The female taking a form of a snake. The snake's taking a form of female to seduce men and so many things. Wow. It's all going on. I've not watched any of it, so I have no idea of it. Yes.
Thank you, Nityanarsimha Prabhu. Babu Gopal Prabhuji, please go ahead with the question.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna and Dandavat Pranam. Very good lecture. Prabhuji, you mentioned Bhim had the power of 10,000 elephants. And I've heard in the Mahabharata, there were like, this is just a comment, had four personalities had the power of 10,000 elephants. Duryodhan, Bhimsen, Karan, and Kichak.
Yes, Kichak.
Yeah, that was just a comment, because when they heard, when the Pandav was sent to the exile, when they heard the news that Kichak was killed, they knew right away it was none other than Bhimsen. That's how I heard from a devotee in the past. That was just a comment. Thank you, Prabhu. But it's a very nice lecture.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yes, these personalities. In fact, Karna said to have the qualities of everybody. He knew dharma like Yudhishthir. He had strength like Bhima. He had skills like Arjuna. He had beauty like Nakul. And he had the intelligence of Sahadeva. So he had all their qualities. It is said that. In fact, Lord Krishna himself states this to Karna. He had all of it. You're right. He had that strength. And Kichak also was very powerful. That's how they came to know. Because Kichak could only be killed by Bhishma, Drona, Duryodhan, our Karna, or Bhimsen. Only these five could kill Kichak. And if all four rest of them were in Hastinapur, Bhima should be there. That's how they understood. That's how they got to know. You need to go to Virat Desh. Exactly. You're right. Thank you.
Thank you, Babu Gopal Prabhu.
Prabhu, any question?
Yes, Prabhu, I was going to ask if you have a little more time. There are a few questions in the chat box.
Yes. I can take all of them.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much for your time, Prabhu. Prabhu, Jyoti Mataji is asking, Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Ji. What kind of sins takes human to Patal Log? Full of snakes log. So how can we go to Patal Log? Like not exactly, but what kind of sins will take us to Patal Log? So
usually envy. The envious we go there. Why? Because Patal Log is not about sins. Sins is there's a different place. So you have that particular karma, you go there. A demonic propensity, you go there. Like Krishna says, right? That Twanaham Dishata Kururam Sansareshu Naradhama Shipami Ajasram Asubhan Asurisha Eva Yonishu. That means they all go to that Rasatal Lok. So similarly, when with envy, snakes are usually called as envious people. So they may take birth there. Going to the envy. Yeah.
One small question. So what is the difference between envy and jealousy?
Jealousy is a phase where a person is wondering why is it that the other person is having something and I don't have it. But envy is, well, if that person has it, I don't have it, I'm willing to pull the other person down to harm him. So acting upon that jealousy in a cruel manner is having malicious intention. Jealousy may be a comparison, unhealthy comparison in a broad sense. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you. Prabhu, another question from Vishakha Mataji. It's a very beautiful question, actually. How to become more sincere, even in those aspects of bhakti where I have no taste? Please throw some light on this.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Good one. The way in which we develop taste for any limb of bhakti is actually by doing it more. If we really want to develop taste in chanting, we have to chant more. If we want to develop taste in hearing Bhagavatam, we'll have to hear more. If you want to develop taste in deity worship, we have to do it more. So the more we do, with respect. Kintu adarat anudinam khalu saiva jushta swadvikramadi bhavati tadgata moolahantri. So with due respect, we have to do those activities daily. We do it regularly. That's the only way to develop taste. We have to do them. Of course, we need some inspiration, motivation to do stuff. Then we associate with those devotees who have taste in that aspect, and we serve them. By serving the devotees, we develop their qualities. So if you see somebody who is a lover of Bhagavatam, just serve those devotees, even you will become a lover of Bhagavatam. Somebody is a lover of holy name, you serve the devotees, you will become a lover of holy name. That's the way to get those qualities. Is it all right?
Haribo, Haribo. Wow, such a nice answer, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Service is everything for us. That's what you're learning. Thank you so much, Prabhu. There is another question from Pooja Mataji, Prabhu. I think this is the last one. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Danva Pranam. Could I recite Damodar Ashtakam regularly? I do it every day. It's so amazing.
Amazing. Please go ahead. Yes, please do so. Definitely.
Thank you, Pooja Mataji. Thank you. It's beautiful. I recite it every time, anytime. It's so amazing. Namami Shwaram Satchidananda Rupam. So beautiful. You just connect to Krishna. Sorry, Prabhu, I am answering, but I should not answer. You should answer. I just connect.
I'll just control C and control V. That's it.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, dear devotees. Prabhuji, with your permission, we can close the call. I think there is no more question and answer. Thank you, dear devotees. Thank you all for attending Srimad Bhagavatam class. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, again for coming to call, for your services, for your time, and enlightening us on this topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhuji. And we look forward for your association again, Prabhu. Please, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Dear devotees, let us pay our obeisances to Prabhuji. Vancha kalpataru patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Srimad Bhagavatam Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ji ki Grace Sanatana Dharma Prabhu ki Jai.